And today we are out in the field assisting Maryland DNR do some field work. In particular, we are collecting brook trout. Maryland DNR and my lab are working on some collaborative research to do a genomic survey and inventory of brook trout across Maryland. Brook trout are a cold water loving species. That means as the temperature is warming up the water, they are a threatened species. So we're interested in documenting how they're doing and seeing what we can do to manage them and even restore them in parts of Maryland. What we did is called two-pass depletion electrofishing. We basically take that transect and we fish out all of the species in there. We measure their length and weight, and we take little tissue samples. From those samples, we can extract DNA and sequence the genomes of each individual. When you lack diversity as a population, you don't really have the ability to adapt to changing conditions. And so you're just kind of stuck, essentially in an evolutionary dead end. One of the things that we're really interested in is how different populations of trout might be adapting to a warmer climate. Brook trout like the temperature of the water to be around 68 degrees or cooler. They aren't tolerant enough of warm temperatures to be able to facilitate the spread of these genes themselves. With brook trout, the populations are so isolated in the headwater streams from each other, there's not much migration between there, and so there's no flow of the genes from one population to another. They have distinct genetic signatures from stream to stream. Say a certain group is really well suited for dealing with warmer temperatures. We can then start to investigate what's going on with the genes and the traits that make it so well adapted. Within an adaptive group, we can move fish from population to population, right? Because they're all adaptively similar. Their offspring should be suited to that environment. One way we do that is through translocation. We can take some fish and we can move them into a site without the adaptation. I think more importantly, what we're doing here isn't really just limited to brook trout. We can leverage the diversity that's present within populations of a given organism and try to make the whole species stronger and aid in this adaptation to things we're dealing with, like climate change and habitat fragmentation. I want to do something about it, right? I want to be proactive, and I want to try to do everything we can to preserve the diversity we have and also leverage the diversity we have.